We are here on the Disney Fantasy. We are in the aft portion of the ship in room 5650. We are on the starboard side of the ship. I believe it's called a family deluxe stateroom with extended veranda. And that's really the payoff of this room, is the extended veranda. But let's go in and take a basic look at the room. You've probably seen all sorts of videos of these rooms, and this room is really no different than most of them. It has your standard bed, really comfortable bed, I must say. I don't really know what they do or what type of top they put on it, but it's always one of the best beds of any of the cruise ships. A lot better than Royal Caribbean that we go on. So yay. Well, two little side tables beside the bed, and they're very small. My wife has a sleep machine, but we're able to put it on there, and we're actually able to take the cord and put it all the way up to the other side and plug it in here. So that's, you know, beside the bed on this older ship, there's not as many, let's say, outlets or USB type of outlets in this room, but still plenty for what we're doing. The entryway is your basic entryway. You will see on this side there's two doors. That's going to be the split bathroom, and on this side it's going to be the closet as well as shelving. There's some shelves up above here that we're using, as well as some drawers below, so you have a good bit of space there. Then you open up this door. Down here there is actually a safe, and we do use the safe when we go out. Above is the life jackets, as well as a lot of room for hanging clothes. This is a split one, so the second one you can open up now. It's a little bit different in that it's kind of dark in here, but you can see down below there's some shelving. Up above there's plenty of room for hanging things. So yeah, plenty of room for, you know, two people. There's also, if you see here, there's kind of a ladder. That ladder can be used on over towards the couch and the sofa. The sofa up above it has a little area that they can take a key, and they can open this up, and it will drop down, or it will be a drop down bed. Likewise, this couch very easily turns into a bed. You can kind of see the back where they just basically flip it forward in this and it turns into a bed. So that's kind of a cool aspect as well, as far as the way that you can have a bed there. So essentially you could have someone sleeping on this couch, someone sleeping up in the drop down bed, as well as folks sleeping in the bed. So, you know, probably comfortable for four people. You're crammed in here. It's not huge, let's face it, but still plenty of room, because you're going to get out and do a lot of things, especially in this room. When you get out to that balcony, when we get out there in a bit, it is so huge. Plenty of room for four people or more. So that's the one thing there. Let's go back to the split bathroom. The one towards the main door most of the time is actually the bathroom that has the toilet in it, and that's what we have here. Is it huge? No, but thankfully it's very good for if one person is taking a shower. The other person can come in here and use the toilet, or they can be getting ready in this room, or vice versa. There's a couple of little shelves here which are very nice. Also, there's still, even though they're not calling them, there's still some very nice soap products on the ship that we think's just like the products that were previously on the ship. They're just covered it over for some reason with the Disney logo, but I do think it's the very same stuff that they had before. In here, this is the bathroom that has the shower in it. You can see there's a sink. There's plenty of towels in here. There's a couple of shelves. But then you turn this corner, and here's the actual shower, which is nice. A lot of cruise ships, you know, have just the little tube. It almost feels like you're claustrophobic. Got some things hanging from the pool, but there's a shower head that will pull down or however low you need it. As well as if you have the kids, you can have the actual tub portion as well. On Disney, we really do love these split bathrooms. Just one person can be in here getting ready, taking a shower, and one person can also be in here getting ready as well. So yay. One thing about the Fantasy I didn't point out when we came in You got to have something here to, some type of a card. If you have an old card from a hotel or whatever, you can put it in there and it keeps the room running. For example, if you take it out, it's going to get dark in here because everything sooner or later are going to go out in the room. Just the way it works as far as most of the things. The air seems to stay on now, so that's good. But you want to have this and keep it in place so that you always have going power in the room. Turn the corner here. One thing I did want to point out, we have all sorts of things. We got married on the Disney Fantasy on Leap Day 2016. This is the Leap Cruise of 2024. So essentially it's our second Disney, let's say, anniversary from getting married on the ship. The one thing I did want to point out, all of these things, these walls are magnetized. So on this ship, specifically on the two smaller ships, we found out on the Wonder and the Magic, there may just be little bitty sections of walls, but on this one, almost everything, as you see here, is magnetic. You can put it there. We have things all over that we've placed. You can see we put decorations on the walls. All of those have been put on by magnets. It's Pixar Day at Sea here. We put these on by magnets as well. We hung a towel by the ceiling with a magnet. My wife does all sorts of things from the ceiling. Here's the ceiling as well, hanging some clothes, hanging bags, whatever we can hang. A really cool little handy deal. If you go on the Disney Fantasy, bring magnets, because you can definitely hang things and put things and help organize things. The TV here, you know, good enough. It's small, but you're not going to be in here for the most part, I believe, watching TV. But if you are, it's a decently new TV. They have on-demand items from Disney and other stations as well, ESPNs and things like that. More shelves over here, a little chair if you're wanting to put makeup on and such. A little table here. And what this little table for us mainly is for us to kick our feet up on when we're on the couch, or when room service comes. When we get room service, they'll come and bring it right here. So every morning, if we order our coffee and pastries, this is where they'll bring it, and it's ready for us to go and use as well. The one last thing that I will point out in here is they do have a real fridge here in this area. This real fridge, unlike what we have in Royal, Royal is more of a wine cooler or something that just cools or chills something. On Disney, this one is something that actually does, you know, chills cold like you would see with the fridge. Well, as you go out, I will kind of go toward the door at first here, and I'm going to look out. Most of the time, it's going to end very close to where we are, right there, maybe the chair right there. When we go outside, you'll see this is an extremely long balcony. It's like there's not a room to the left of us, and because of that, we have gotten that space, as well as it goes out a lot further than actually the verandas do above us, and I'll show that as well. I believe this veranda outside that we're going to be going into is approximately a 10 by 15 space, 10 outward, 15 wide. And normally, I believe it may only go out about 5 feet, and think about 5 feet here. And it may only go about 7 wide. So we're going to go outside and we're going to take a look at that, and then we're going to talk up and wrap up our review of the room. Ooh. So let's head out to the deck, or the veranda as they call it in the Disney cruise ships. I'm standing in the very, very corner edge, and you can see that there's 2 long lounge chairs, 2 chairs with a table that almost every veranda will have on the ship, plus these 2 chairs as well. That's kind of a reclining, just normal chair, but you can see you can sit back in it. So there's a total of 6 chairs, which is a little, you know, surprising to start with, because that's a lot of chairs in all honesty. But you can also see the wall. You can see the difference in walls over there. I can drag it back around over here. And you can kind of sense where rooms would normally be. This is where the wall would normally end in a normal veranda. So the length of that veranda is normally what you would have. I'm going to pan upward. You can see that's what everybody else has up on the ship, going that way, and those above us, and onward. But on this specific ship, you now have the grouping of areas that's even that portion outward. And this is all on deck 5 of the Disney Fantasy, where you have this extended deck. The estimate I have is about a 10 by 15. Pretty darn big, and you can fit 6 people in. Just imagine if you had the room next door. The room next door is only a single width. It's not the same length. So, you know, it goes outward, but it does not go all the way over. It stops right in here somewhere. Another cool thing is around the corner, there is nothing. Around the corner, I wish that they didn't have a spot. You can see there is it's nothing. There's not a room. It's an area probably for workers to do things if needed. But all in all, just a huge deck. Now we were here the other day. This is day 3 or 4. You get lost. You know, this is Tuesday. We left out on Saturday. And when we got in here, the one thing I'm realizing about this specific veranda is that people from above, maybe intentionally or not, stuff drops down here. You see all these rooms above, and you see this area here that's kind of just free space. People drop things. Now when I look down and see things here, it may or may not be. Today they actually swept it. The first day they swept it. For a couple of days there were these little pieces, and I've taken a video of that, and I'll put it up here as well to show you. There were little black flecks, little white flecks all over, like maybe they were scrubbing or trying to paint or do something. But you can go up here and see here as well. You can see where they're working on things, or where paint is really chipping at this point. And Disney, you pay a premium for this, and super nice people, super nice ship overall, but you can tell there's some things that need to be taken care of. And I think this specific veranda, even though it's huge, there's just going to be some things that you need to consider about your privacy, because you can pull that chair all the way out. Just know that half the ship can look down upon you, which is a little unique in and of itself. But it's also cool to have such a large space. If you got this one, and you can open up these little spaces between them and just keep going down, you could have a huge veranda for your friends, for your family, for a group of folks. Another thing I've noticed, when we first came here, the windows back here were terribly, terribly dirty. Thank goodness we actually had wipes and paper towels, and we were able to clean those very, very clean. But then what we figured out is we had these that were very, very dingy, if you can see. And I'm not sure if it's just something where they are now stained because they have not been cleaned over time, or it's just time that did that to them. I've tried to wipe them, but you really can't get a good wash on those as well. But I still think it's better. We've had the veranda at the very, very back, an extended veranda, 2 different times, 10166, and we love it. The thing about it, it is very long. It goes on forever and ever. It's probably approximately 20 feet long out to the tip at the very middle of the back of the ship, and we love that one. But on this one, you have, you know, a very, very nice space. But there's those little things. You can tell maybe that they have painted at the upper part of the ship. And they have little flecks of paint here. You also see it on chairs as well. I don't know. I don't know if this is normal, if this is something the way it always is, or if this is something specifically going on right now. I'm now at the back corner, looking back to that corner where I was sitting. I'm going to look down the side of the ship right here. There's nothing below us really on the one side in this room. You can look on the other one. It's pretty cool. The only thing there is the lifeboat. You're at the end of a hallway when you're out in the outside, which was very unique as well. When you get to the end of the hallway, you have all sorts of people going down hallway 5 or trying to get to the other end of the ship on the starboard side. and they're just not able to do it. And it's kind of funny, and you kind of try to explain to them, go to the other side of the elevators and you can go all the way down to the other end of the ship. But it's something that is very unique. But all in all, this room is unique. This room has this huge veranda. I like the location of this room on the ship. The bed is great. The bathrooms are great. This little area, if you have a group that wants to be out on the veranda all day, to me, it would be a great room for you. So that's our view of this room on the Disney Fantasy. Hope you liked it. If you would, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. We have more videos coming your way related to the Disney Fantasy.